Hello everyone, I'm the developer behind Canyon Cascades, a game you probably haven't heard of, so I'm here to tell you the story behind its creation. As you'd expect, it began with nothing, no assets, no script, just a blank Unity canvas waiting to be filled. So that's what I did. I started to fill it, gradually bit by bit, adding in an idea, designing how it could look, coding it to do something exciting, and as delightful and enjoyable as my limited animation capabilities are trying to make this process look, it was challenging and long and just very, very long. So after figuring out how on earth you make even the most basic of mobile games, I present to you Black Box Moving a Ball. Okay, so it wasn't exactly how I envisioned the app at this stage. It doesn't exactly scream Canyon to me, so that's why I had to go onto Blender to make things actually look like they were intended to. So that led to Stage 2, Blender. I may not be making AAA graphics, but I've reached a stage where making models for the game is a fairly simple process. But this definitely wasn't the case to start with. Every model was a battle of trying to figure out how to make something look how I intended and not morph horrifically out of shape when I put it into Unity. So the game actually looks like a boat in a canyon now, and hey, it's even got a nice little water trail and can shoot properly. However, at this stage there was a series of issues that needed figuring out, like stopping the player's boat flying off into space when it hit a wall, which definitely wasn't the plan, and I don't plan on expanding the game into a space canyon, for now at least. By the end of this project there was a pretty extensive list of models produced for the game, as you can see. I can definitely see why having a development team of more than just me would be a smidge helpful, but I'm glad that I made them all myself regardless. But all these models are pointless unless they actually do something fun. So here comes the coding. Piece by piece, new creatures, obstacles and boats for the player to use were added. Not all working as expected at first, but gradually the canyon took shape. Then came laser weapons and boss fights, new sub-regions to explore which led to even more obstacles and enemies to create. Boat upgrades and health systems added some stakes and purpose to playing, whilst lighting and visual changes were made to bring the canyon truly to life. The game was finally taking shape and development was fun, engaging. Who knew what cool things I could add next? Well, I'll tell you what came next. Menus. Mind-numbing and determined to drive me insane menus. So as it turns out, making menus to fit all screen sizes sucks. One moment you'll have a perfect menu, you'll love the layout of it, only to find out that half the buttons have eaten each other when you switch over to a tablet view. Once that nightmare was figured out, it was time to brainstorm how to make the menus actually look nice and easy to use. They changed a lot over time, making the icons more vibrant, making shapes more interesting, easier to navigate, the list goes on. Eventually they were done and I'm quite happy with how they turned out. So let's just say music is not something that I'm gifted in. To make the menu music alone was done through sheer luck and determination, pressing random buttons in GarageBand until something sounded vaguely pleasant. So I apologise to any musicians out there who are deeply pained by the no doubt lack of musical composition, but it's here to stay because I think it's not too bad. But I think that may potentially be the only luck I'll have with music, so I chose to hire someone who can actually make great sounding music to do the main gameplay theme. So a huge thanks to Spectral Nexus for making one that I think really brings the game to life. I'll leave the link to their SoundCloud in the description below. So eventually a lot of the main foundation of the game was done, so now it's time to give you something to make your experience a bit more personal, and that is customization. And lots of it. Almost 200 customization options are available for you in Canyon Cascades. Every single one was handcrafted and painted in Blender. But then came the question of how do you actually get them? Typically games make the majority of their customization options purchasable for in-game currency, and don't get me wrong, you can definitely do that still in Canyon Cascades, but I wanted you, the player, to have a little bit more to work towards than just getting the highest score or upgrading your boat. So there are a lot of customization options you have to discover by playing. Maybe you'll find a boat you can shoot and collect in the canyon. Maybe a major boss fight will unlock something new, or you can just get rewarded for completing milestones. Potentially there are some truly hidden secrets that will reward the player with the most sought after, hard to get boats. Good luck finding them all. So yay, the game was published, but then immediately taken down. There were many setbacks, brain-melting bugs, unhappy app approval teams, API integration explosions, and don't even get me started on the joys of owning a company. Whew. All fun, delightful things you want to experience as you release a new game. But during all these delays, I chose to bundle the first update straight into a re-release of the game, so they truly have plenty of content and variety from its release. This update added canyon variations, new enemies, new customization, and much more. Canyon Cascades was finally out, a huge surge of downloads rushed in, the game skyrocketed in success, is what I would like to say happened, but turns out marketing a game is hard, especially as one person. So I set up all the social media accounts, pumped out trailer after trailer, animation after animation, trying to figure out how on earth you do marketing, because no clue. And basically just trying to build up a community for the game. So I'm trying to avoid using the most hated mobile ad tropes because I too am fed up seeing a level 50 billion Mafia boss fail the easiest puzzle to exist. And that's where we're at now. With the recent release of the first major update, I'm trying to run some ads, figure out how that all works, and hope that those of you that have given the game a try enjoy it. So I'm always open to feedback of any kind, so feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. The next big update will be the jungle update. I won't reveal too much yet, but expect to see new dangers, some skin crawling creatures, plenty of hidden secrets to discover, and even more upgrades and cosmetics to unlock. So I hope you enjoyed the first ever Canyon Cascades development log, and I hope to see you in the canyon. Goodbye. Do I actually do a space canyon? Maybe.